Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon and our continued coverage of Marvel Champions, the Galaxy's Most Wanted. This is the second kind of big box expansion for Marvel Champions. This one obviously features characters and villains from Guardians of the Galaxy. And yesterday we did an unboxing of the content here, and I have many other videos, a lot of which go through the steps of how to play the game. So if you want to check those out, simply search through the channel for any of my Marvel Champions content. But today I just want to cover kind of what the collector is doing here. This is the second scenario in the campaign. So the first scenario we got past Krang or Drang. Is it Krang or Drang? And just barely by the skin of our teeth. He was not easy. We ended up losing Rocket Raccoon. Groot, though, is kind of a tank. You'll see that soon. But what the collector is doing here is he has two loss conditions. We either end up with 10 cards in the collection, which will be, I'll place them up in this area here. That is any card that comes into play and then would be discarded instead goes to the collection. And you'll notice there's a lot of minions in this stack of encounter cards here. So to get rid of those minions, then they're going to end up in the collection. So let me just confirm that. Hold on here, because there is a note in the back of the manual here that covers just this exact same question. This applies to all card types that enter play. For encounter cards, this is attachments, environments, minions. Yep, minions. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Or if this main scheme gets to 20, and you can see it already starts with 4 per player, we're already at 8 out of 20. Then there's this side scheme, which really is just here to give us possible kind of victory points at the end of the game. We'll use those victory points to purchase cards from the market. You'll see that I did purchase a few during in between scenarios 1 and 2. I'll show those off when I get to them, when they come up. But other than that, it's a standard game of Marvel Champions at this point. So let's go ahead and get started. I just chose Groot as the first player. So here we go. So Groot has this mechanic that is new to Marvel Champions, which for him they're called these growth counters. They're essentially shields, but they can also be used to activate his attacks and thwarts as a hero and make them more basically they're as powerful as the amount of counters he has. So for example, I am Groot here, deal damage to an enemy equal to the number of growth counters you have. So it's a give and take. How long do you want to hold on to this card to let your growth counters grow up to make a devastating blow? But also, when you're attacked, you remove the growth counters first as shields before you actually take any damage. So, let's see here. Give each character a tough status card. I think we will hold on to that, and we'll want to do that, and with that, and so we can do that and that. Okay. All right, so I've gone ahead and used my action. There's really not much else I can do here in that form, so let's switch over. And I am going to discard or spend Deft Focus to play We Are Groot. So this is an event. This card spent as a resource and this card and as an event are not going into play. They're not going out onto the board. So they're not going to go into the collection. But I can remove these 2 growth counters I just earned to basically give myself and Rocket a tough status card. All right, and then I want to spend our double strength here to play Fighting Fit. Basically, as long as I am at full health, I can deal 5 damage. Whoops, and this should be at 26. Now it's up to 21. And I think I am actually going, because I have several of these in my deck, so I'm going to use this as a resource to play Flora and Fauna, which is the team up card here. This is going to allow me to get my 2 growth counters right back. So I basically spent out all my cards for Groot. Let's also go ahead and have him, let's have him attack, since his attack stat is better. All right, now he's done. All right, so Rocket Raccoon, his alter ego doesn't really come into play until you actually have some of your weapons out. He allows you to discard those weapons when they're out of ammo, essentially, to draw cards. So there's really not much for us to do on his alter ego side. All right, so he's got a fun card here, which is Looking for Trouble. So this is a free event. We discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until we find a minion. So we're bringing a minion into play, but we're also going to get to remove three threat. That is hard to say. Remove 3 threat from the main scheme. You can see I actually had drawn into 2 of those. Oh, and there right off the top is a minion. So we get the minion. We get to pull off a good amount of threat off the main scheme. And so then I am going to spend salvage here, which is I'm losing a little bit of the benefit of salvage by playing it now, but it is a double resource, which includes a wild, so it's a really nice card to be able to play Relentless. Normally playing salvage would also allow you to pull tech off of your discard pile, but for the most part, tech against the collector is going to go into the collection. So, but what Relentless is going to give us is deal 5 damage to a minion. Since we used a wild, we'll claim that as a fight resource. This attack is going to gain Overkill. So we will immediately take this guy out. So he entered play. So he would now be discarded, but since he is leaving play, he goes up into the collection. So he's immediately done, and our Overkill gets to put 2 hits on the collector. And Rocket Raccoon's, basically his special ability here is if you deal excess damage, you get to draw a card, which we did. All right, so I've got lots of stuff here now. And I think I'm actually just going to save it all, which just seems silly, but I don't want to just start throwing away double resources. So, all right, then we'll use Rocket to actually thwart, and I think I'm going to kind of come down here for a little while. So we'll thwart over there. All right, so everybody's done. Didn't get any upgrades out or anything like that. So Groot needs 5. And Rocket just needs 1. Okay. All right. Let's see here now. So we need to put 2 out here to the main scheme. Remember, if this gets to 10, we lose. But at any point, we can spend a hero action to either exhaust our hero or spend 2 resources, and we can discard a card back to its necessary pile. So that's how we can keep that from getting to 10. Okay, so Collector is going to attack Groot. Groot does not need to do anything, so this card just gets flipped over. He loses his tough. Same thing here. Rocket Raccoon, nothing's going to come through. So there we go. Oh, but this would have put the Psionic Ghost into play against Rocket. So, all right. Then we need a encounter card here. Okay, Magical Teapot. Hinder 2, so that means it comes in with 5 essentially. 3 starting, and then Hinder 2. No, 2 per person, so actually need to find 2 more. So it comes in with 7. And it's giving the additional boost icon there. And then Rocket Raccoon here, hero, the villain attacks you. All right. I am actually just going to take this. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, we passed this, and it's Rocket's turn. So I want to get out one of my fun cards here now. Okay, so we're going to spend reload as a resource, and we'll do double resource here in order to get rocket launcher out. So rocket launcher has, so this is one of your tech weapons that you can spend eventually. So this is his ammo. And now we can tap this to deal 2 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with the player. So let's go ahead and do that. So 2 damage to this guy and 2 damage to the collector. Boom, boom. Okay. Let's see here. What cards do I have for Groot? Okay. That's not bad. All right. So I'm actually just going to leave this guy put right here, and we are going to use rockets to thwart again. Let's keep this in check. So we'll, oh no, I want to do this one actually. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really ready to do that yet. Okay, so rocket is done. Let's move over here to Groot. Groot's special power just comes into play when he is defending or taking damage of any kind. So we are going to go ahead and spend these 2 to play another fighting fit because we are still at full health. So it's really good to get those cards early. Go ahead and take a shot at the collector. And then I will go ahead and spend Starhawk to get this upgrade out, Vine Shield. This is going to allow me to spend a growth token to add +3 to my defense if I need it. All right. Yep. And then we will use Groot to finish off this guy. All right, so there's 2 cards in our collection. We'll try and keep up with that. 2, 3. All right, so everybody comes back. And so we need to put 2 more here. So let's just do this. Lots of thwart out there. All right, and so then I guess I do want to go ahead and defend. You know what actually I'm going to do is I'm going to defend. Groot is going to defend the attack against Rocket Raccoon. All right. Okay, so I believe the bounty hunter comes in over here. But that means I easily blocked it all, so that's fine. So Rocket Raccoon can stay upright to use his thwart, and then the collector will just attack me directly for 1. So we just take away 1 counter, and so then we need an encounter card here. Attached to the enemy with the lowest scheme, which is unfortunately this bounty hunter. And then we actually have to draw 2 of these, So sharp, man. All right, so rough start over here, and then so we do need to get rid of that. Attached to your identity. When your turn begins, place 1 poison counter here, then take 1 damage for each poison counter here. Spend 3 resources of different types to discard this card. Ooh, that's ugly. And Crystal Ball, another one. So 5 and then another 2 over here, and that's a boost icon. Good lord. The collector is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we've got a lot going on very quickly here now. All right. This passes, and oh, and the shark has quick strike. So I need Rocket's thwart ability right now, though, so I think he's just going to have to take it. Okay. All right, so we're back over here to Groot. Spend 3 resources of a different type. All right, so there's 1. Ugh. I really don't want. Oh, this is one of my market cards here. Creative Solution. This allows me to draw a card and remove a status card from any character, which is handy if I get like confused or stunned. Or I could remove Tough off the collector, and then depending on what I remove, I get to do various things. But I feel like I need that card. Yeah, this one is just too expensive. Okay. So I've got to get rid of the poison. So this now goes up into the art of, or the collection. And I feel like I've got to get some growth counters here. So I'm going to flip over, gain 2 growth counters, and then just hold on to these cards. I guess, man, that was not a good turn based on what's out in front of me here. All that just to get rid of the poison. Let's see here. Hand cannons are not helpful at the moment. Okay. So, let's go ahead and spend this guy here to do 2 damage to everybody here in front of us, basically. 2 to you. I'm throwing everything all over the place. Two to you. And 2 to you. Okay. What else do we got here? Alright, I'm going to spend hand cannon to get out booster boots, which is just kind of a helpful little single defense thing. I need to thwart something here. I guess thwart here. And then I'm going to actually spend this other hand cannon to spend Flora and Fauna to give Groot 2 more counters. I really need Groot to become a monster here. And then I am going to flip and discard this card. So this goes up here, but that's going to allow me to draw 2 cards. Okay. And then I'm going to spend Chase Them Down to go ahead and get this. I know I can't use it right now, but I can go ahead and put it out there. keep my hand low. All right. So again, not our main scheme here is going to get punished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, this is what I need to really do here is trade those out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. So this is gonna hurt, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna hurt a lot. Okay, so now we're putting 3 out here because of the crystal ball. So we are at 11, 12 out of 20. And then the collector is going to scheme against Groot. So 2 plus... nope, there's not that. No, 3 per person or fewer. Put the top card of your deck face up into the collection. Are you serious? So that would be 6 or fewer. Oh, and this is one of the, of course, this is one of the other market cards that would have been very handy to have. Simply take 2 damage, which Groot can do easily to remove 5 threat from a scheme. Of course, I lose that one. And then he's going to, oh, and we need to put 2 threat over here. So now we're up to, what, 14? Yeah. And he's going to scheme over here. And for 4 more. So he's up to 18 now. And that's it. Boom, boom. These 2 guys are going to scheme. That's going to put 20 right there. All right, so that's it. This collector is no joke. This is actually the second time I played him and was not successful the first time either. I lasted longer than this. But yeah, I mean, it all of a sudden came out of nowhere. And I would have been drawing 3 encounter cards per person. I mean, and I spent all of my, possible XP or whatever you want to call it on market cards. So I added a few really nice cheap cards to my deck, but it's just not enough. I mean, I don't know what else, and this was starting to get very close to out of control. So we're at 5 here, so I would have had to start throwing away resources, and I haven't even gotten to the round 2 collector yet. In player order, each player must choose to either put the top card of their deck or take 3 damage. Yeah, and he's scheming for 3 and attack. Each of his stats gets a boost. I mean, this guy is no joke. And I honestly don't know what could be done to get around him. Like, these minions are both tough, and I know this, this was just unlucky, but man, oh man. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. At least you got to kind of see how Rocket Raccoon works, how Groot works with his growth counters. I don't see any other really big cards here that you would have wanted to see. But yeah, this is what we were planning to get out next, was I Am Groot. I would have gotten 2 more, so he would have been up to 7. So I could have removed 7 threat. Probably would have had to have gone after the main scheme. But yeah, I don't know what to do here. I almost feel like I don't have enough thwart in my system now. But anyways, there's a really nice card in Groot's deck that allows you in alter ego mode to draw a card and gain a growth token. So with that and your basic ability combined, you're gaining 3 growth tokens when you're in alter ego mode, and draw a card. They're all actions, so you don't have to exhaust your character. That's a really nice setup for Rocket Raccoon. he really doesn't have anything. He can, get like +1 thwart or +1 attack. His basic thing is getting these tech weapons out and then discarding them to get more card draw, and then overkill. That's his thing, is getting excess damage, usually passing it on to the villain, so chipping away at the villain while you're taking out these minions. But yeah, that was just too much to handle. I guess I could have done the math ahead of time to realize that I was way too close to 20. But I don't know. I could not have left Rocket Raccoon out. He would have gotten eaten alive here. 3, 4. He's only at 3, so he needed to flip. I needed growth counters for Groot to become effective. So there you have it. Definitely, that was definitely pretty quick. All right, I'm going to stop rambling now. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, if you would like to see me play another one of these villains, maybe I can get past the Collector and play Nebula or something on the channel. Please let me know in the comment section below if you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm happy to make more. So once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.